Welcome back. You're still watching The Morning Breeze, and this is the segment of the topical discussion. We'll be talking matters politics, everything around the politics of this country. Given the current circumstances, so many events are unfolding. The military comes out to condemn the brutality of its men in uniform on the streets as Ugandans went on strike, as Ugandans demonstrated against the continued detention of Bobi Wine and 33 others. Plus, of course, lots more of what's happening in the country. And I'm joined by Honorable Hussein Kyanjo, former legislator, currently one of the political ideologues we have in the country. A very good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Well, we would only start from the Arua debacle and yes, where it's come. What do you make of the entire crisis?
Well, first of all, let me congratulate all the Muslim brothers and sisters for accomplishing Eid Mubarak, wa kullu am wa antum bi khair, and all those who are around us. And I want to tell you that on Eid we don't invite people; they come as they wish. Unfortunately, this Eid takes 3 days, so you are still at liberty to come, and the meat is there in full. So don't give excuses. Yeah. Back to the topic, you talk about the events in Arua and how they are unfolding, because they are not yet over. You know, there is one thing which Ugandans must look at, that all these things are happening because of the unfortunate situation of the president, who doesn't want to define his role. Okay? When the president decides to go to Arua to campaign for his candidate, he has every right to be there.
As the party chairman?
Yes. As the party chairman, as a member of the NRM, as head of state. But a head of state all over the world has a leverage over everybody else. So the head of state could very well inform the candidate, and the candidate would go and inform the electoral commission that my chairman, my president, my supporter is coming to canvass support for me. Okay? The other candidates would be invited in a meeting, and they would be requested to suspend their campaigns for 1 day. Okay? The president goes there, he campaigns, he makes rounds in town, he leaves, he comes back in town.
Yeah, but then the ground wouldn't be level.
No, it will be level still. It will be level still. At least it doesn't need to be written in law. It's just common logic, not law. But the president wants to play 3 roles interchangeably at the same time. He wants to be a supporter, say, of football. He wants to be a supporter of football. He wants to be a player. He wants to be a referee at the same time. When he goes to campaign, he's a supporter. When he reaches there, he's a player. He wants somebody to be blocked for him. He wants others to behave in a certain way. When he's there, they have not been stopped. Okay? These supporters who are there for Wadiri, for Tiperu, for all the other candidates, think that this president is the same as themselves. So they don't see any difference. When he's passing, he's not supporting their candidate, and he's waving to them. They are saying, no. They're not saying no to him. They are saying no to the candidate he's trying to sell. And he thinks that they are booing him. No.
Yeah, but that's rowdy. That's rowdy conduct, isn't it?
That's the behavior of big groups, even in football. Let me tell you, Ugandans, Museveni is not the only fountain of honor in the world. Trump is a fountain of honor. Yeah, he can be booed.
Not pelted with stones.
No.
It's not in order.
It is not in order to pelt the president with stones. But it's not in order for the president to go and mix with 1 inch without proper warning. He would have gone on a separate day for himself. That's it. He can't give any excuses. When we go where the president is going to be a guest, we go through metal detectors. Ask the people of Arua who are on Kiperu's rally. Did they go through metal detectors? No, because you're just going to meet a supporter who is coming, not a president. This is the difference.
Okay. What do you make of the narrative that supporters of Wadri confronted supporters of Tiperu and there were clashes?
Yes. That's common. We found it everywhere. And I campaigned in Makinde for 3 times. Okay? And for all the 3 times, I was just using my head to determine where are we going to pass. Whenever I discovered that the people who were supporting Mr. Rubo or Mr. Nsamu were going to cross this road, I diverted and went in a different way to avoid the clashes. Because the people who are going to meet are the supporters who have got a vote, like you, but who are riders of border, who are road drinkers, who are Mweso players. Don't expect them to behave like ministers, giving way to each other. Each of them will say we are passing, and the other group will be saying they are passing. Now, if this group did not accept the others to cross, why didn't the other group accept this one to cross first? You are the same people, you are behaving in the same way. So there is no case there to argue.
What would be your reaction to the arrests of the key faces in the Arua by-election, the victory of Wadri, and the subsequent letters that the president has severally written?
First of all, the president started when the letter Bilka was being buried. Okay? He took a lot of time trying to demonize Wadri. And inadvertently, he was drumming support for him. So he goes for the ballot, he's in prison, he's the winner. Okay? Today, President Museveni has discovered that Wadi is a strong man in the northern region, in West Nile. And he's tactfully saying, Wadi has no problem. Okay? But his supporters, and his rowdy young men, Bob Wine and Zakir and the rest. So, tactfully, he wants to avoid clashing with Wadi. And he wants to squeeze these young people who are supporting each other. The first narrative started in Bugiri. When the spokesperson of the Electoral Commission was giving a short brief, he said there is a new culture of people coming from other areas and they invade the areas where we are taking elections. We are going to see what to do. Now, they are going to be stuck. People who come from Kampala to go to those areas are not only opposition supporters. Even NRM supporters come from Kampala. When I was going to Bugiri, I bypassed over 10 empty buses coming from Bugiri. You ask yourself, why were they coming from Bugiri and were empty? The answer is simple. They went to Bugiri to ferry voters from distant places to come and vote in Bugiri. After that, the president comes and says, you ferry voters from other areas and you bring them to vote. Okay? When your own buses, yellow buses, go and do the same job. Right? Now, when you go to Arua,
the president asserts that the opposition, elements in the opposition, mastermind vote rigging.
No. People who rig for him tell you the story and they tell him what they do as if it is done by the opposite side. And that's what he comes out to say. That's why he writes
Why would
letters
you
every
argue
time.
that the NRM rigs? Yet, in actual sense, the NRM has lost.
Who doesn't know? They can rig and fail. And this is what happens. They rigged in Bujiri, they failed. They rigged in Rukungiri, they failed. They rigged in Jinja, they failed. They rigged in Arua, they failed.
There's no evidence to back that, at least.
Where is the evidence on the opposite side? Where is it?
Well,
let's go to the story in Arua. And the most important thing in Arua is, what do you want to weigh on your scale? What do you want to weigh on your scale? Is it the law or the life of the people? Mr. President, please give us a break. These are children of people you govern in the country. Bob Wine has a mother. Zake has parents, mother and father. Okay? They are in bad shape. You are still insisting on the law. Give them life first and try them. When they are convicted, go and hang them. No problem. But the president is still insisting on the law. And he broke the law in the first place. Who tortured them? Is that the law?
Why do you put it on the president? I thought it's law enforcement.
No, if it was law enforcement, we would have had statements from the law enforcement. But this is the president who is coming even before preliminary investigations, issuing statements. The president, why don't you wait?
How does Bobby Wine define the current political dynamics, and even in the state he is in now?
Who?
Bobby Wine.
But you know, we have been supporting candidates in Uganda for a long time. For the first time on Bobby Wine, you have had demonstrations, not only in Uganda, but also in South Africa, in Canada, in Germany, and other countries. Don't you know what it means? Okay. Today the president has a crisis within his home. These people demonstrating are all young people. And they are connected to the family of the president through studies, through business, and they are calling them. Muhoz, where is this going on? Is your father sober? Is he aware?
We are not sure of that.
Oh, you should be. Go and ask them.
Does this moment pass for a crisis in the country, a political crisis?
Yes.
And how is it demonstrated? I mean, it's not the first time that we're seeing people on the streets. I mean, it's not the first time that we're seeing people on the streets. It's not the first time we're seeing riots. It's not the first time we're seeing military descending on the streets.
You are right. You are right. But those who are old enough remember that we used to come to town during Obote's government, and by 11, 12 noon, all people have run away. You're not going to tell them to close the shops. You're not going to tell them to close the shops. So those soldiers who close the shops, it is the owners of the buildings who came and advised the tenants to come out and they close the buildings. And if you ask me the story about Obote's fate, everybody knows it. So you better wait if you don't know.
And aren't you being a prophet of doom?
No. No. We predicted all these situations and we know exactly how they are going to unfold. We know exactly how they are going to unfold. You know, these people whom you call strong leaders are the weakest. They are the weakest. President Museveni today in the world is one of the weakest leaders.
What are some of the underlying issues as we see all these events unfolding? What do you think are the underlying issues? Is it a defining moment for the country? Is there a problem that needs to be resolved?
No. It's not the first time people are crying out. Okay? The Intelligence Council cried out. The Elders Forum cried out. Individuals like Honorable Mukitari have been crying out for dialogue, for national dialogue. But the supreme leader does not want to listen. He will listen one day. And by the time he wants to listen, others will stop listening. I'm telling you.
Dialogue on what? That's always been the fundamental question.
Yes.
They have always asked, yes, what do we dialogue on? That Parliament cannot resolve, that other institutions cannot address?
No. Dialogue on how to move forward, because the country is stuck. The head of state has turned into institutions. He's the army, he's the police, he's the parliament, he's the judiciary. When judges take cases and they determine them, he comes out to tell you that they are not in charge of the country. So you know they are not effective. When parliament comes to bring out laws, he says these people, we are going to work with NRM and we shall defeat them. So you know that he himself is the leader of parliament. That's what is going on. So that's already a crisis. We need to sit down and dialogue on them. Those who will be willing to go and sit, because probably I'm not going to be one of them. But there are people who are competent.
Why wouldn't you sit with President Museveni?
What?
You are a highly regarded politician in this country.
Yes.
In the interest of the country, why wouldn't you sit with President Museveni?
No, I am one person who knows how to gauge my level. Okay? And I am one person who trusts others who are better than me. In terms of negotiating with President Museveni, there are other people who are better than me, and I'm not probably qualified to negotiate with him. According to the history I have with him, I have sat with the president 4 times. We have never agreed on something, and he fulfills it. So I don't have extra time to travel another extra mile.
So dialogue would be futile then. If at the back of your mind you don't trust the president, you don't trust the other party, then dialogue would be futile.
Listen, one time I was invited with my president, Honorable we met the Elders Council under the leadership of Justice Ogola, and we were trying to put up a roadmap for dialogue. The leader was a very good lecture, and when I was giving my remarks, I said, I support your move and I wish you well, but I have got a lot of doubt in the faith of the person you want to dialogue with. So from there, after time, they went and approached the president. When they reached there, he talked with them in one session, and he said, you will discuss the rest with the Rugunda. So they remembered what I said, and they knew what was going to be the fate of the talks. Because Rugunda cannot be decisive. He can't. You have to call the president, and when he's busy, the meeting has to stop. This is the nature of your president. Yeah.
In all this, is the country making any strides towards being politically mature by these demonstrations, by mobilizing people to hit the streets?
Nobody is mobilizing the people. Nobody.
What is motivating people to hit the streets?
Yes, this is just spontaneous. You try to look at the videos of the people who have been demonstrating in South Africa, in Canada, in Germany. Okay? They are organized with their posters. They have got a police van, a police car in front of them. They have got a police car behind them. What happens in Uganda? When you say you are going to demonstrate peacefully, they will issue orders. They will close the roads. Okay? And people will come and burst out. And each one will do his way without order. Come out, allow the demos to continue, guide them, tell them don't do this, don't do that. They will do it. Okay? What we see is when you want to demonstrate in favor of the president, you organize yourself, you bring your people, you give them police, then you begin to refer to them as organized demonstrators. You block the others and allow others. Okay?
But are these pockets of rioters that should worry the country, or okay, are these mere pockets, or it is massive in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's not massive. Okay? But the hearts of the people are already rotten, disgusted of what is going on today. The president is crying out, follow the law, follow the law, follow the law. But look at the scenario. Bobi Wine, Yasin, Bobby's driver, Zake were tried in absentia, they were convicted, they were sentenced to punishment, so Yasin was sentenced to death. Okay? Bobby, Zake, and others who are in prison in Gulu were sentenced to torture. After that, you are saying, I want to put them in front of judges in the courts of law. The critical question would be, why don't you try those who tortured them first? Because it is illegal in the first place. When you finish that case, you try those who killed Yasin, you try those who battered Bobi Wine and Zake. I'm sorry for not referring to them as honorable members. I feel free when I call them their names. Okay? Now, after solving that case, then you bring the new cases against those who were battered. When they have been convicted to have been wrong, or when they have won their cases and they have received their compensation, their due compensation. The children of Yasin are not going to school any longer.
The president lately is in a writing mood.
Yes.
He's written about 4 missives since the arrest of Bobi Wine and others. Could this say something to them?
Yes. Yes. There is a division.
Addressing countrymen,
Bazukuru. There is a division inside government. One section is supporting the president. Another group is not supporting the president, but they are not against the president. Okay? But they cannot reach him to advise him. Okay? So, these two groups are equally strong. Last Sunday, there was a meeting. And in that meeting, that was a meeting of the radicals in government, the younger Turks. They listed down names of people whom they think should be arrested. Okay? And they ordered that these be arrested on Monday evening. They keep them for some days. After that, they release them, and then the whole story, when they arrest them, the story of Bobby and Zake and the rest will subside. Okay? Then people will jump on the new story of the new arrested people. After that, they release them, and after their release, all the 2 stories will end there. So, this group, which sat, ended up in disagreement. Some people are saying, why do you have to arrest new people now? You want to add danger to danger? Those others were saying, it's a better design of coming out of this fiasco. Okay? When they came out, some of them slowly came and provided us with a list of people who are supposed to be arrested. Okay? We had to warn our people. It's no longer feasible to allow people to be battered and bring them back lame, and we say we are in the struggle. No. Secondly, they have got a problem. They have got an analytical problem. They bring a story. Besigye is doing the job of Museveni. Besigye and Museveni are the same. One morning, Besigye sits, says, no, if my face is the problem, I can remove the face. They have nothing to say now. They are stuck. They are going to create a new story. So we have to be keen and be patient. And I tell you, we have to take a new oath. Because the oath we took when we were entering Parliament is no longer viable. It's no longer valid. The Constitution which we sought to protect, to defend, has been raped. So it's not the same Constitution. Therefore, we cannot stand for the same oath we took.
Do you read the president's statements?
I do. I do.
When you read critically, is it speaking with remorse, with bitterness?
He's speaking with bitterness, but with less informed sources. From less informed sources. A group goes and it informs him, and he changes strategy. Okay? So he writes according to that. Look, a president writes that Bob Wine is okay. Zake has escaped from prison. Which prison? A Ugandan prison? You, a powerful president? Zake, who can't stand, escapes from a prison? Why is he writing this letter? Because people who have learned to deal with him, to earn money from telling him good stories, are all the time innovative, inventing new strategies for him to accept and give them money. Look at this first. Look here. The Speaker of Parliament sent a group to go and establish the status of the MPs who were battered. Okay? These MPs went. When the court martial was sitting for the first time in Guru, they were denied chance, except one, Segona. Okay? The rest were denied. So when the prisoners were brought to Kampala, another group came out and they showed an idea to him. Let's go and come out and give a story. Before they went...
You mean the Anita Mongo?
The Anita, yes. Before they went, they get a thought that maybe we should involve one opposition member. So they went with Kasozi Ibrahim. When they reached there, they saw Bobby. I don't want to repeat the story. When they came out, they said, Bobby's okay. He's okay. Some people were sad. So, how can Bobby say that he's praising the UPDF doctors? Well, I told the people, just wait, the stories are still unfolding. Kasozi is tactful. He's a clever man. And he don't work with corrupt people. When newsmen went to ask him first, he kept quiet. So I was not the leader of the delegation. Let my leaders say first, I will come later. After they had issued their statement, Kasozi comes,
contradicts
them.
So who is believable?
Now the president is in shame. Because
to me, I thought it's political.
No. Listen, the wife of Bobby gave an interview to BBC. She gave an interview to you, the local press. Okay? What's difficult? Let the president allow the army to accept the BBC to go and interview Bobby. And we see Bobby. Let MBS go to Makindi and see Bobby. What's the problem? But the president...
But the legal processes have already taken root.
What legal processes?
He will be in court tomorrow. That's what we're gathering.
Don't talk to me about the laws. Don't talk to me about the laws. You can only talk to me about the laws if Bobby was not tortured against the law. If you want us to follow the law, go back and bring it in play. Bobby could have been arrested, whether in Gulu, whether in Kampala, taken to Gulu where he committed an offense. Intact, could come in court, in his suit. Okay? You have seen people in the International Criminal Court. They come, smart in their suits. They give their arguments.
At least we are not sure he was battered because we've not seen him.
We are sure. I am personally sure. My president, who is a senior lawyer to Bobby, went, saw him with my Koja Segona. They saw him. Practical. These are honest people. One Muslim, one Christian. They are honest people. They go to church and mosque. They believe in God. Okay? They are not rogues. They are not idiots. These are intellectuals. They are lawyers. Okay? And they are human beings. They saw Bobby and they gave us a story. Why don't you want me to believe it? And I believe a president who is just sitting in his chair giving orders.
President Museveni insists that the opposition has tended to think that you have the monopoly of violence.
Who said that? At least no opposition has ever said that. Actually, in Arabic they say Bil-Aks. It's the opposite. It is the president who says we are the master of violence. Look at the whole scenario. In Rukungiri, we lost a person. Okay? In Bugiri, we lost a person. In Yarua, we lost a person. Now, I wonder, why this violent opposition tends to kill their own. Why? Huh? Nobody has been brought to book for the killings in Rukungiri.
Before you make conclusive remarks, don't you think it's prudent to read deeper? Perhaps there could be something happening that the opposition could be part.
Which part?
Of this fiasco.
They are raising a false flag? No, they are not. Opposition couldn't have killed their own person.
Do you want to vindicate the opposition on violence?
Yes.
Because you belong to them.
Yes,
naturally, you'll be sympathetic.
Oh yes,
to the
no, there are many reasons. One, I belong to them. Two, they are unarmed. Okay.
They have stones.
Three,
they pelt stones.
They pelt stones, yes, which I condemn. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that I condemn this. So, but I also condemn...
Members of the opposition are armed with stones.
But stones cannot be compared to gunshots. And the president gave you the answer. He said when, maybe I had him wrongly, when the security officers have no anti gear, they can be free to use live bullets. And you know what that means? You know what it means? When they don't have anti gear, and of course they don't have enough anti gear, they are free to use live bullets. This is a head of state in his writings. One day he will come and say he did not write those letters. You wait.
Without the meltdown in the city, how would you describe the politics of the day?
Today, there is no politics any longer. This is a quasi-military government attempting to put up an image of a democracy.
We'll take a very quick break and return shortly, making sense of everything that is state of affairs. Good morning. Welcome back. We still take stock of the unfolding events, making sense and reading between the lines with Honorable Hussein Kyanjo, our guest this morning. Honorable Kyanjo, yes, the UPDF has come out to condemn the brutality that was meted out by its men on the streets on Monday.
Yes.
This is a heavy statement. What's your opinion?
My opinion is that unlike the past armies, the UPDF is largely composed, I say largely composed, of educated young men and intellectuals. They are leaders who are all like Karimire on top, but they listen to the young men below them. So they go to debates and they make decisions. Of course, after making these decisions, they exchange notes with the president. And finally, they disagree. And those statements come out only after a disagreement. The president could not have written like that. And I was pleased with that statement. And I appeal to the press to accept that statement as it is. Oh, yes, accept it as it is.
It is an apology.
It is an apology.
Is it genuine? Or it's for window dressing purposes?
No. An apology is an apology. They have officially apologized.
And promised to bring to book whoever was involved.
Yes. Now the second stage is to make sure that they bring individuals and they parade them before the law. Not keeping it there and say we tried them. We want to know those who were tried.
No, but is it feasible? You send military to quell a riot.
Yes.
You know when the military should get on the streets.
Yes.
When the situation is dire.
Yes.
It's not a wedding match.
Yes.
You arm them with sticks, calipers, and everything. So that means they had to put them to use.
Yeah, they had, but they have apologized. And they have promised to bring the people, the captives to book. We are now, you are going, not us, you are now going to stage 2 to demand those who are going to be brought to book to be named. Okay? so that you can also go and attend court sessions and also give evidence. This is another stage. But I can warn you also that this government is capable of doing all that. Do you know that nowadays they have organized a group which is willing to be tried and accept guilt and go to prison for a given time on pay? But they negotiate with an individual, he goes to court, okay? And listen for the international community. He goes to court, he accepts, okay? Admits, and after admission, they sentence him for 2 years, for 4 years, and then the man sits down and says, each year you're going to give me 100 million. 400 million is nothing to the NRM. They put the 400 million on the account of the man. He put up rentals in Kireka or in Boyogerere or in Seta, and the man will go to prison.
That's far-fetched.
Not far-fetched. This is the level of fascism and how far it can eat into the morality of the society.
You think government can be that treacherous?
That's not government. Those are individuals, powerful in government. You will not read it anywhere. They can't deny it, they can't accept it, but it is happening. Because the people who are doing that thing have relatives.
So they are commercial prisoners?
They are commercial prisoners. A prisoner goes and he tells the story to his wife, and his wife is your sister. And sister tells you hard. You keep quiet. We have no state running. These are individual greedy men and women running the state.
In this entire scenario, we see police is a little muted, silent.
Yes. And you know the reason why? Ochoa was working under Kaihura. Okay? He never uttered a statement. Today,
he's the IGP.
Muze is working under Ochoa. But Ochoa knows for a fact that he remained in the same position. So, he is employing the old tricks, the old methods, not tricks, I'm sorry. He's using the old method of survival in that same post. Okay? He's not bothering the junior officer. The same way he did not bother his senior officer. That's why some policemen are hesitant to take action, because they know that they are going to be in trouble someday.
Do you want to suggest there is a rift between the military and the police?
No, there is no rift.
This is a joint.
It's just apprehension, not a rift. Yeah, it's not a rift, but there is apprehension by the police to act. Look at what happened in Mitiana. They were forced by the army to act. Okay, they shot at the vehicle. Now they are going to face the law. Why should they act like that again? They will not.
Yeah, but these are desperate moments that will
of course,
leave them outraged and call for desperate actions.
Yeah. What would we expect? This is what is going to happen even in Kampala. Okay? Nobody is going to tell the people to come out, and today the president is trying to find different means of how to release Bob Wine. Using MPs. I told you that a set of us MPs went to bring a different report. Okay? Yesterday I read the post by Bebe Cool saying he was with the president. This cannot be an independent write-up of Bebe Cool. It cannot. Nobody has ever met the president and came out to write about the meeting before the president comes out to write about it. But now, it was designed in that way. Bebe Cool should come and write a small letter begging the president. Then another singer, Comedian, would also write a letter begging the head of state. And then Professor Bukenya should also write a letter begging the supreme leader to forgive.
You want to suggest this is all stage managed?
Listen, the president does not forgive cases.
He has the prerogative of mercy,
Only
doesn't he?
He does, but only after people have been tried.
This is a political dispute.
No.
This is a political dispute.
It must be determined by law. He has no authority to forgive a suspect. None whatsoever. Bring it and I apologize. He has no powers to forgive a case.
No.
He forgives punishments.
If it means writing a plea to the president.
What plea? They are just
to resolve this amicably.
No.
I think it would work. It wouldn't be
a
case in isolation, would it?
Prayers for the president are the ones advising different circles to write, so that the president can have a way out. If it were not for Professor Mukenya,
but this is a political question that cannot be resolved legally.
All political questions have got laws governing them. The president I don't want any
Honorable Kyanjo, this is a unique. Remember, there was the Topical scenario.
Yes.
When leaders from Teso went to President Museveni, pleaded with him to pardon their son. There was the Jim Muhwezi scenario.
Yes.
The Rukunjiri team went to Mukunde. Same scenario.
No.
Gilbert Bukenya.
But Gilbert Bukenya was in Luzira. He was sentenced. And I visited him myself. I was with my young brother Timothy Chasanku. We visited Bukenya in prison. He had been sentenced. That was perfectly in order for the president to pardon him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we allow Bobi Wine to rot in prison while the legal processes take shape?
No, that's why I told you that it is immoral for the president to weigh legalities with the life of Bobi Wine and Zake. Let them go and receive treatment. These are prominent people. They cannot run away. After that, bring them back, try them, convict them, and after that, sentence them to death and kill them. Nobody will raise a finger. They will have.
If there is a shortcut to a crisis, why don't we take that?
No, I don't want shortcuts. I don't want favors from the president. No, I don't want any favors from. And please,
you're not being kind to
nobody should cry.
Everyone wants Bobi Wine out.
Yes, but I have told you, if you want to put Bobi Wine before the law, first put those who battered him in front of the law and determine those cases, and then bring a live, Bobi Wine and try him.
That would be a process for months.
No problem. Let's follow it. If Bobi Wine is to die in prison, let him die, and the president will take his years and live longer. No problem. No problem. Don't make Mr. Museveni to be the head of state and the deputy to God. He's not. He's the head of state, yes. But he does not deputize God. Does not give life.
How many people share your sentiment?
Many. But they have no chance of coming. They have no chance of coming to NBS.
No, because I believe there's so many people there who are saying, if it means begging the president,
they don't know,
for clemency towards Bobi Wine, let it be.
No. I have gone through all that exercise. I know what I'm talking about. You go and count how many Muslims are in Luzira, are in Kigo, are in Jinja. Many. All the systems were used.
Okay.
Okay? And we discovered that they were all tricks. Nobody should beg the president to release Bobi Wine just arbitrarily. Try him properly, but try those who battered him against the law first.
Bobi is not the first prisoner, political prisoner.
Yes.
Why is there so much fuss about him, unlike other prisoners?
Yes. Bobi has got a number of aspects which you have to consider. First of all, Bobi is a young man in the same age bracket as was President Museveni when he went to the bush. Bobi is a fan of many people because of his profession. He's an entertainer. He's a loved artist. Those are two. 3, Bobi has, according to Ugandan standards, some little money to make him and his family and friends happy. Okay? 4, Bobby, when interacted with, is a very humble young man. He's a very humble gentleman. I did not have support for Bobby at the beginning because I thought he was less fit. Okay? But I was persuaded by many of my friends. And I have told you in the beginning that I trust other people's advice. So I reluctantly followed him. The day I surrendered is when Bobby appeared on a show with Shaq Sally in America. Then I discovered this young man has a secret. And indeed he had. I told you, we have been supporting many opposition leaders. Okay? And they have been mistreated in different ways. Have you ever had an international outcry and cross-cutting demonstrations in different countries?
Does Bobby come off as the new political messiah?
Oh, yes. Yes, he is.
Aren't you giving him a bloated significance?
No. No. The whole trouble for these weeks are all because Bobby, and mark you, Bobby is not alone. He's with Zake. Okay? People just remember to bring Zake.
And 30 others. And
33 others. But even Zake believes that Bobby is on top.
Yeah, but there is also that school of thought that Bobby could be a project of civil society funded by the Western world.
Who was not funded by the Western world? I detest this talk, and you have brought this thing. I think I should tell to the viewers. I detest this talk, this ingenious talk of some of the people. I hear the president sometimes saying, "You people are working for foreign agents." Okay, but the president who is talking about foreign agents has an aircraft not manufactured in Africa. He's wearing a tie, he's wearing a suit, he's wearing a vest, he's wearing an underpant, a trouser, shoes, laces, socks, are all manufactured from the outside world. And he's telling you not to follow the foreign powers. Okay? In one aspect alone, leadership, when you are depending on them for everything, including the tissues which you use to clean yourself on your table, they're not manufactured in Uganda. They are all from outside. Why do you stop people from working with the outside world? Your family was in Sweden. Okay, you got support from outside, from Libya, from Egypt.
We're looking at the bigger
picture. I focus on him because he is the major problem of this country.
Many people agree.
All those soldiers, all those men, young men, you see the Sabit Mzee, they are crying in silence. So what is Mzee doing? He's betraying them because they are sure they can't survive with this type of trend going on. They can't. They can't.
Do you think this kind of storm is sustainable at the moment? You see Ugandans all in arms, but Ugandans are typical of shifting in just a while.
Well, I am not a prophet. Mine is just to predict. I came here one time and I gave you a list of happenings and how they are going to unfold. I want you kindly to go back, bring that list and tick what has happened. We predicted that we are going to see a clamp down on media. It has happened. We told you we are going to see a clamp down on the opposition. It has happened. We told you that we are going to see deaths. They happened. We told you that the suggestion for extension 7 years is in the balance. It happened. We are now telling you many more are coming, including people running into exile. Because we are going to measure, should I surrender myself to torture? Okay? So, it's going to be between being alive or being tortured or being killed. And we start running away. Except a few of us who are going to die from here. But many young men and women who are going to help the struggle should also put the option of
Exile cannot be an option. That is cowardly.
It can be. Tell me the strong people who are not in exile, except to be done this hard. The rest were all out. Sure. You want our people to die all here?
I thought it would be sheer cowardice for anyone.
Well,
to abandon the struggle.
Not abandoning. Not abandoning.
How is the opposition reaping from the current crisis?
We're not reaping. We're just crying. We're not reaping. This is what we were.
I thought you'd be getting mileage from this.
No,
if you were a smart opposition,
what mileage?
It would help you galvanize.
What mileage when we are losing people? We are losing people. Huh? No mileage.
Is NRM strengthening out of this?
No, it's also losing.
So who is winning?
Nobody. And the country is losing. I told you that I visited Baghdad in Iraq. I visited Tripoli in Libya. Before and after the war. When I asked my driver after the war, when I was in Baghdad, I asked him, this rubble I see all around town, whose buildings are these? Were these the buildings of the supporters of Saddam or the people who were opposing him? The driver just laughed and said, both. They all lost. So this is where we are today. Mr. Museveni, if he does not rethink, he's going to deepen this country into an abyss. We shall see rebels in towns, and we shall simply say that building used to be for Kagwa Njala, that belonged to Simon Kagwa, that belonged to Moses.
Are you an advocate of dialogue?
I am, but I am excluding myself.
And you being
I am
a hypocrite
no.
by saying, yes, I support dialogue, but I don't want to be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing to support the construction of a specialized hospital in your area. Okay? And it's another thing to be a doctor. I support dialogue, but I disqualify myself as a participant.
Well, Honorable Hussein Kyanjo sharing his views on the current political events and the underlying implications. Thank you very much, Honorable. And that's all we had for you this morning. Good morning.
Thank you.